Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy my stories. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you never miss out. Now on with the stories.
The letter. Wallstreet Tower. Wallstreet Tower Condominium Association. 1101 Walnut Street, Kansas City, Missouri 64106. June 11, 2024. Wallstreet Tower owners and residents. Greetings. Our Facebook group is lively again, so while it is not my job to inform you all of every major association matter, I will take the liberty to set the record straight about this one. As I coordinate with our social media team to remove those posters and comments from the page, and issue fines, let this be a warning to you all. Choose your words wisely if you are going to criticize me, our building, or our board. For such, a few things come to mind. First, effective immediately, our building manager, Cody, will no longer be part of our management team. Second, we will not be canceling our contract with FSR. The mess we are in now is partly FSR's fault, but I'll remind you that the board has ultimate responsibility and decision-making power, so whether you like it or not, FSR will be retained. Yes, many missteps have occurred, but I want to assure you that I never meant to land us in this much hot water. I am not a legal expert, period. I've relied on our FSR's lawyer and my instincts. While what we have done will be viewed poorly in retrospect, we were just trying to protect you. If I knew that withholding information about inaccurate utility readings and billings, the glycol columns, and the city's directions was so serious, I would not have done what I did. I thought I was protecting you, but I made a mistake by choosing to ignore, and sometimes attack fellow owners and tenants. I never meant for things to turn physical and to hurt anyone, but I did those things for a reason. I used my presidential authority to protect us all. Even if that meant dragging a few people through the mud, arbitrarily kicking folks out of meetings, and lying about the glycol column issues. I did those things because I felt I had to. I didn't know any of this was so serious and would create such backlash. However, unlike Brian, Rana, Kim, and Rob, I'm not trying to jump ship at the first sign of trouble. I'm here to navigate the storm we're facing. If that means taking extreme actions without your knowledge in closed-door executive sessions, so be it. I'm trying to keep people out of jail and reduce the fines and costs we will all inevitably owe. As regular association members, you are simply not privy to anything we do behind closed doors, so stop asking. If you weren't paying attention to the storm brewing these past few years, in the coming weeks and months, our association is likely to be sued by several members of the association, both past and present. When this occurs, a spotlight will shine on our community, once again. Unfortunately, this light will be much brighter and harsher than anything we've ever experienced. Fortunately, we've discussed this extensively as a board and with FSR, and it's our intent to immediately countersue, regardless of the claims against us or their veracity. We've found ourselves in a poor position and have no desire to sit down at any table to discuss alternative resolutions or to entertain resolving this outside of court. We've been advised to simply be quiet and cease negotiations. I will warn you that the countersuit process could take years and incur heavy financial costs to the association as a whole, but our attorney, Rod Hoffman, assures us that countersuing is what we must do, even if we are likely to lose. As defendants, we have a high degree of exposure and liability to the issues that will be presented. Luckily, we have quietly engaged several legal matters behind the scenes throughout the past years, and FSR, our association's attorney, stands ready once more. We thank them for continuing to represent us. In 2025, you can expect your dues to increase accordingly. Legal is one reason, the other being the countless number of projects we are currently undertaking. We may even have to levy new assessments and change the way homeowners are billed for various repairs that the association previously covered, such as leaky window replacements. We will implement several major changes to the way the association is run soon, as we have had several problems with collecting fines and asserting our authority. One notable change will be that all renters will need to be approved by the association and will be subject to eviction by the association. Our power to evict will trump whether a landlord agrees or disagrees. This is a must-do as we continue to have issues with tenants and their landlords. I live here and I really don't care what anyone outside our building thinks, nor do I care what a tenant thinks. I don't work for you or for them. I work for this board and our interests. If you have a complaint, you are welcome to email it to me and it can languish with the others I receive. Lastly, I'll remind you that this is a volunteer position that I was elected to. I represent this building and I owe you nothing as I do it for free. Sincerely, KCA, Kent Harms, President. I'd love to see where in the bylaws it says that they can levy monetary penalties for talking on social media. A reply to that comment? It doesn't. Those fines are illegal, but unfortunately have happened. I know someone at this condo who has personally been fined for posting on their Facebook page, which is ironically called the unofficial Wallstreet Tower Facebook page. There was an HOA board in Frisco, Texas that did something similar. Frisco Fairways Homeowners Association. They used HOA funds to try to silence a couple of outspoken homeowners critical of their work. Of course, what they did was not legal, and the HOA settled. Then those same board members sold and moved out, leaving the rest of the homeowners with the legal expenses. The board members essentially had immunity from personal liability. So the three homeowners essentially were sued and won against themselves, bearing the legal costs for both sides, an equal share for the HOA legal fees. Because they literally sued themselves. So this guy hides important information, attacks people who complain and refuses to negotiate legal matters, and thinks this is okay? On top of that, he thinks that it is a good idea to counter-sue even if he knows that he will lose? All of this while using other people's money to fund this insanity. What reality is this guy living in? It sounds like a few people had the decency to bow out of this nonsense, although I wonder how much did they know and what part did they play in letting the HOA get to that point. This situation is unfortunately a legitimately terrible thing occurring at the Wallstreet Tower condominium. I have close contacts at the community and they have shared some extremely disturbing information about the HOA. I will not be surprised if the board members all end up in jail at this point. It's so sad that I know a president like that. I can tell you right now that the attorney they use isn't supposed to be one the management company uses. That's improper. He is literally saying he's going to break the laws repeatedly on more than one issue. Years ago, I had a board president that I just loved. I went to see him and he was on pain meds and just been to the dentist. So he dictated a long mean letter and instructed me to mail the letter to everyone. So the next time I saw him, he asked if I sent the letter. I told him no. He said, "Oh, thank God, I knew you had my back." I did. Unfortunately, he is no longer alive because we became friends and stayed friends when we no longer worked together.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.